Okay, in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to create a either an end or a next level or a next room, however you want to look at it. So let's get started. I'm using the online version. So I'll open up from my Google Drive what I've done last, and where we had an enemy. And let's take a look and see what we can do about doing a next level or an end to our game. So I'm going to start by creating a new object. And again, we're limited. We'll call this exit. We're limited to the graphics that we have online. And I'm trying to work ways for people to actually get some additional ones. Seeing if I can find a sort of workaround on it. Anyhow, here's our exit. I'll use this symbol here, sort of done. And there is my object. Okay, so what we're going to look at is I'll go to my code, so game events. And I've finished with the enemy now. That's what we did last time. And I'm going to make a new group, and I'll call this exit or next level, because this could also work by going to another level as well. Okay. So if we go back here, I'll just move, and I'll make it so the exit is maybe, I don't know, way over here. How's that? That look about right. And so what I'm going to do here is if I have a collision with the exit, I'm going to go to a new room, or as Gdevelop calls it, a new scene. So how do I do that? Well, let's take a look at a new scene. So if I go to the main menu, you'll see that the scenes are listed here. And what we're going to look at here is the order of the scenes is important. They're like the rooms in Game Maker. So we're going to start with the first scene, which was a game. And then I'm going to add another scene, which could be the ending screen. Or what I could do is, if I wanted, oops, let me click back. I just clicked on the outside. If I wanted to, what I could do is let's rename that and call it game level 1. And then what I could do is I could duplicate level 1. And I'm going to put level 1 up at the top. So the order is important. So I'm going to say move up. So we start with game level 1. And then it duplicated it. So it would put a 2 after. So I'm going to just rename that. And I want to rename it and call it game level 2. So it's exactly like level 1, but it's level 2. Okay. So there we go. And now if I click on level 2, you'll see here's the level 2 events. Well, it's just a duplicate of that. So to make sure it looks different, I'm going to delete that. I'm going to maybe have the player start on the ground. And maybe I'll even modify the room slightly, and I'll make it so this is a continuation. So let's just sort of stitch those together and make it a continuation. And I'm going to delete this. So I'll just hit the delete key, and that's gone. And I'll make this quite a bit longer. And there you have it. So it's a different room, and you could have some different play on there. And I might do other things as well. Like I might, put a whole slew of coins or something up here that I could get. Or I might put some coins over here that I can get and really tease a guy to come make some distance over to these other places. Great. So how do I switch between the level 1 and level 2? Well, let's go back here. So I click on the top corner and I go to the level 1 where we start. And if I go to level 1 codes, where I've got next level, I'm going to add a code and it's going to be the collision. So I'm going to tell it in next level if there is a collision. So I'm going to say collision between the player and the exit. And if that happens, yes, the action is, and I look on here and it says scenes, and I'm going to say change the scene. And what I want to do is go to level 2. And do I want to stop the other ones? Yes. So I'm going to go from level 1 to level 2. And it's that easy. Okay. So in my level 1, this is the one where I've got the ladder and I've got just 1 or 2 coins on here. And what I'm going to do is when I get to my exit, it's going to go and then it's going to load up with level 2. And in fact, I'm going to start with the player way over here this time. So let's hit play and just see how it works. So I'm going to hit play with level 1 selected, and it'll go from level 1 and level 2. By the way, if I publish it, it would, of course, go in the order that they were listed. Notice it takes a little bit longer to load now because it has to load up basically double the game. So that's why you might want to look at another option. So here you go. I hit the exit, and notice now that I'm at the exit, there's no more thing here, and I'm at the level 2 where it's much longer and there's no thing there. So that's how we make different levels. The other option could be just making a new scene with no objects and just talk about, congratulations, you have reach the end of the game. So that's another option of what we can do. And also a third thing that we're eventually going to do is come up and have a menu system where we can put some menus and some things in that way as well. Okay, so I better save this, and I'm just going to save it in my Google Drive, and I'm going to call it I'm going to call it Gdevelop 6. So there we go. Great.